And finally, new rule: when you're rioting against Donald Trump and he loses, stop. This month, radicals in Portland and Seattle took to the streets in a protest against the president who, for far too long, has presided over corruption and criminal behavior, Joe Biden. That's right, Joe was president for one day when protesters went to town on buildings, storefronts, garbage cans, and of course they broke windows at Starbucks because, well, it's like they say in that insurance commercial, it's what you do. You know, I understand the impetus for street fighting at times, and done peacefully, it can move the needle on how the public sees an issue. Important. But while I'm sure it's fun to cosplay V for Vendetta every night, let's be clear. As a means of actually affecting change, it's right up there with holding your breath till you get a pony. And now that normality is back and there's at least a chance that government can function again, we need to be reminded of something really important. That making progress, real progress, that actually changes the lives of real people, comes mainly from dull, patient plodders who put in their 10,000 hours mastering the details of public service. It comes from people trapped in tiny rooms at 3 a.m. with stale pizza and cold coffee, crafting laws line by line that few will ever read or thank them for. I know it's not the sexy answer, but change comes from people who look like this. What if I told you there was a single member of Congress who brought the tobacco industry to its knees, paved the way for less expensive generic drugs, expanded Medicaid to include pregnant women and children, put the teeth into the Clean Air and Safe Water Drinking Acts, and wrote most of Obamacare? You probably wouldn't know who it was, even though I just showed you his picture. You thought that was your pharmacist. No, that's Henry Waxman. You always hear things like the insurance companies wrote Obamacare. Well, sure, they had their input, but no, most of it was written by Henry Waxman. And not just the Affordable Care Act, nursing home reform, food safety reform, AIDS research. Basically, if you ate it, drank it, breathed it, or fucked it and it didn't kill you, you have Waxman to thank. When it came to actually making people healthier between 1975 and 2015, he did everything but get the cigarettes out of firing squads. As one top Republican said, 50% of the social safety net was created by Henry Waxman when no one was looking. And that's the thing about being a workhorse instead of a show horse. No one's looking. Waxman never went on the Sunday talk shows. He didn't do TV at all. The camera didn't love him, and the feeling was mutual. We asked him once to do our show, and he said, no, I'm too busy. He didn't even put himself on the cover of his own book. He could have published Relentless, Taking Back America from the Takers Who Took It. But that wasn't his style. His style was getting stuff done. Liberals, to paraphrase Ted Kennedy, see wrong and try to right it, see suffering and try to heal it, see war and try to stop it. We see this and want it to become this. But how does that actually happen? It's easy to spray paint "fuck you" on a federal building. It's a little harder to work inside and actually make shit happen. This lady just wants someone in the government to take responsibility and clean up that toxic waste dump that's so close to where she lives. Who actually gets that done? Baldy over here. I hate to have to put it this way, but mostly you have to make Republicans do the right thing. I'm sorry to have to say that, but you do. And this guy doesn't do that. This guy has. People don't live in the world of political philosophies and endless intersectional theorizing. They live in the world of, is there going to be a hot lunch at school? No lead in the toys? Getting minimum wage? And helping the victims of human trafficking. John Kerry always looks tired because things like the Iran nuclear deal or the Paris Accords don't just plan themselves. The irony of Hillary Clinton being done in by her emails was that if you actually read them, they'd bore you to tears, because that's what a policy wonk meticulously doing her job looks like. John Kerry, Hillary, Barney Frank, John Lewis, Nancy Pelosi, Obama. This is the time for people like that. The wonks who never satisfy the radicals, but know how to actually make progress, as opposed to doing progressive theater. It's not the screamers and the tweeters. It's the worker bees with the name tags and the binders. They deserve an award. And so tonight, I am introducing, in honor of our first recipient, Henry Waxman, the Baldy Awards. And the Baldy each year will go to the most Waxman-like congressperson, and hopefully it will become the most coveted award a politician can earn. We need to bring unsexy back. Congratulations, Henry. This is for you and all the unheralded grinders who push the boulders up history's hill. All right, that's our show. I want to thank Van Jones, James Bogue, Brett Weinstein, and Heather Hying. We'll see you next week. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Bill, for this award. I'm honored to be the first recipient of the Baldy Award. I know there'll be other Baldys that will follow me who will also be deserving. But I've got to get back to work. There's a lot of work to do, so thank you very much.